Imagine discovering that your boss had been secretly siphoning $8,000 from your yearly salary, lining her own pockets with money that rightfully belonged to you. This shocking reality unfolded for Alex, who initially sensed something was amiss with their paycheck. What began as a gut feeling soon evolved into a quest for truth. At first, Alex thought it might be a minor error in payroll calculations. However, as they delved deeper into the financial details, a disturbing pattern emerged. The numbers revealed a scheme that was both malicious and deliberate. Alex uncovered that their boss had been falsifying budget reports submitted to federal and state offices, misclassifying Alex's position and salary to reroute the difference into her own paycheck. This blatant theft was a profound betrayal of trust. Knowing that confronting her would be challenging, Alex meticulously gathered evidence, documenting every discrepancy to build an undeniable case. When the confrontation day arrived, Alex braced for anger, excuses, or even threats. However, the response was worse than anticipated. Instead of remorse, the boss denied everything outright, deflecting and justifying each discrepancy Alex presented. But Alex stood firm, refusing to back down. The confrontation dragged on until, under the weight of evidence, the boss begrudgingly agreed to correct Alex's salary going forward. For a fleeting moment, Alex felt victorious. Yet, that satisfaction quickly faded as the boss made it clear that Alex would pay a steep price for exposing her deceit. Though the correct salary was restored, the boss flatly refused to provide back pay for the years of stolen income, dismissing Alex's demands with cold indifference. This was just the beginning of a swift and harsh retaliation. Alex had anticipated some animosity, but was unprepared for the extent of what followed. It began with an unjustified poor performance review, contradicting Alex's work history. The boss claimed Alex wasn't meeting expectations, despite glowing reviews from coworkers. From there, the efforts to undermine Alex became relentless. Suddenly, Alex was assigned menial tasks that served only to frustrate and belittle. Important projects were taken away without explanation, replaced by trivial assignments. Micromanagement ensued, with the boss scrutinizing every minute of Alex's day, waiting for the smallest mistake to pounce on. The goal was clear: to make Alex miserable, forcing them to quit or providing enough evidence to justify firing them. But Alex was determined to fight back. Knowing their rights, they began documenting everything, as it was legal in their state to record conversations without consent if they were part of the discussion. Every meeting, every hostile remark, everything was recorded. If the boss aimed to force Alex out, they wanted proof of her behavior. Then came the day the boss discovered the recordings. Alex will never forget the flicker of fear in her eyes, quickly masked by anger. Realizing she had been caught, panic set in, and she sought legal counsel, hoping to mitigate the damage. Alex also sought legal help, recognizing that the situation was escalating. However, they soon learned a painful truth. Human resources, whom they had once believed would help, was not on their side. HR existed to protect the company and its management, not to support employees. When Alex approached HR with evidence, they were met with dismissiveness. HR claimed to take the matter seriously, but their actions indicated otherwise. Instead of investigating the boss's embezzlement and harassment, they shifted the focus onto Alex. On what would become Alex's last day, HR called for an audit of Alex's work, attempting to turn the tables and make it seem as if Alex was at fault. The irony was bitter. Alex, who sought fair compensation, stood accused while the true thief faced no real consequences. Alex consulted multiple lawyers, hoping for justice, but the message was consistent. The odds were stacked against them. Accountability for management's misconduct was rare, especially when the company seemed invested in covering it up. When Alex finally walked away from that job, it was with a heavy heart but a sense of resolve. The system might have failed, but Alex refused to let the experience break their spirit. They learned a harsh lesson: justice isn't always served, and doing the right thing can come with painful consequences. Despite everything, Alex would not change the fact that they stood up for themselves. Even though the system failed, they knew they did what was right. They refused to be a silent victim. While the scars of that experience may never fully fade, neither will the sense of self-worth that came from standing firm against exploitation. Sometimes, the victories that matter most aren't recognized by courts or employers. They're the ones that allow you to look in the mirror and know you didn't back down from what was right.